After a number of unfathomable court decisions and announcements, it appears that this government has been given carte blanche to do whatever it wants, whether we agree or not, and there is nothing we can do about it. But is this true? I want to talk to you about our line in the sand. Last weekend, the South African National Taxi Council, or SANTACO, rejected more than 1.1 billion rand in relief aid from government, claiming that it wasn't enough. This led to last Monday's taxi strike. Now, before you go off on a rant of your own and call taxi operators unreasonable, let's do a bit of maths here. There are currently around 200,000 registered minibus taxis on South African roads. To split 1.1 billion rand between them, I'm rounding it down to make the maths a little less complicated, each vehicle would be allocated a mere 5,500 rand once off. Now let's take into consideration that we're not restricted by lockdown regulations. Every day sees 15 million minibus taxi commuter trips, and on average, every minibus taxi makes a monthly profit of around 25,000 rand. This is after paying salaries, taxes, fuel, insurance, vehicles finance, taxi association dues, etc. These taxi owners also need to survive. Think about it. Taxis are restricted to 70% occupancy at any given time. They also need to sanitize their vehicles between trips, so not only are they transporting fewer people, they're making fewer trips per day, meaning they're earning less money. Some taxi operators are even claiming to be unable to break even. It's not surprising that taxi owners are saying that a once-off handout of 5,000 rand is nowhere near enough. Now, let's think about those taxi operators who say that they're not even or just barely breaking even. If they put that 5,500 rand towards operating costs, as they should, they would then be able to draw some profit of, say, around 5,000 rand or whatever's left to survive on. Many companies around South Africa have told their employees that they need to take a 10 or 20% pay cut or risk losing their jobs. I've heard this from a number of friends, that they've had to take pay cuts. But to drop from 25,000 rand a month to 5,000 rand a month is an 80% pay cut. I know for a fact that I would not be able to survive on a fifth of my salary. On the other hand, I do understand where government is coming from when they say we just don't have the money. And I think the taxi operators understand this too. Hence, when SANTACO announced yesterday that they'll be returning to full occupancy in their minibuses, while still insisting that passengers wear masks and vehicles being sanitized between trips, I didn't think they were being unreasonable. But this got me thinking about the rest of the country. What is stopping us from saying, you know what, bugger your restrictions. We're adults and we are quite capable of making decisions for ourselves. We will wear our masks and maintain a 1.5 meter radius around us, where possible of course. We will be sure to wash our hands and not touch our faces, but we will go where we want. We will see who we want, and we will buy what we want when we want. What is stopping the tobacco companies from supplying cigarettes to retailers and sponsor shops? What is stopping stores from returning tobacco products to their shelves and resuming sales? What is stopping sit-down restaurants from serving beer, wine or spirits with meals, but limiting the quantity of alcohol sold per person to prevent drunk driving? I can already anticipate the arguments. Allow me to respond. Argument 1. Oh, the police or army will raid the stores and confiscate the stock. Then we, the public, their customers, need to come together and form human shields to protect those businesses. Argument 2. Government will impose fines. Let them impose fines. And then businesses need to refuse to pay those fines. Or better yet, donate the money that they would be paying to government for those fines to worthy causes in the areas they service that government is either neglecting or underfunding. Argument 3. Oh, but what about COVID-19? What about COVID-19? I'm not saying we act irresponsibly. I'm saying when out in public, wear your masks. Whenever possible, socially distance. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. If you can, work remotely. If you can't, work responsibly. We are adults. It's time we reclaimed our adulthood. Why are we allowing government to dictate our movements, our interactions, our livelihoods, our purchasing? Why are we not coming together and standing up to a government that is a hair's breadth away from tyranny? Tyranny begets anarchy, and let's be honest, we want neither in this country. But that is what this government is pushing us towards. Maybe that's the plan. Push us to revolt so that they can justify clamping down hard and turning this country away from democracy and towards dictatorship. Although I highly doubt that it would work. They can't arrest all 57 million of us. And thanks to this ridiculous tobacco ban that makes no sense to anyone except, of course, the corrupt, be that businessmen or politicians, and the ever-present internet trolls looking for attention. The eyes of the world are upon us. If this government meets our civil disobedience with heavy-handedness, especially this government, a government that came to power as a result of a global backlash to a previous government that resorted to heavy-handedness to control its citizens, it will not go unnoticed. But every single one of us, big corporate executives, small business owners, ordinary citizens of all races, genders, classes, ages, orientations, identities and persuasions, needs to ask ourselves this one question. When is my enough? Your enough and my enough may differ. So you need to figure out for yourself, at what point do you say enough is enough? Is it when they say you're not allowed to smoke? Or is it when they say you're not allowed to buy alcohol on weekends? Is it when they take away your freedom of association? Or is it when you lose your right to choose who to vote for? Is your enough when ordinary citizens are corralled into concentration camps? Is your enough when ordinary citizens are marched into extermination chambers or lined up in front of firing squads for disobeying the tyrants in charge? When is enough for you? If your answer is now or this, you need to get on board. If we don't work together, we will fall apart. This country needs you. This economy needs you. I need you. Join us on Saturday for the smokers' protest and let us take our country back. And remember that taking part doesn't mean you have to be there in person. Have your say on Saturday however you want to, however you need to. Just make sure to stand up and be counted. If you're not at a gathering, flood Facebook and Twitter with your selfies of you wearing your armbands and face masks, taking a stand, ending the tyranny, putting South Africa ahead of this government. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to whack that thumbs up button and have your say in the comments if you so wish. Also, while you're down there, please subscribe to the channel and be sure to hit the bell icon to get notified when we release new videos. If you missed our other smokers protest videos, there's the full playlist over there. Catch you again next time.